Our events where heart led visionary leaders create legacy of impact and income through the channel of entrepreneurship and do more good in the world. You will get access to all our amazing speakers today and walk away with great wisdom and inspiration so that you can level up yourself and your business to the next level. Disturbed. She's only dealing with what she wants to do. All right, there we have it, visionary CEOs. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to another amazing event here at the Life School, our summit. Today, I have lined up for you just a lineup of great speakers, and they will share with you their knowledge and expertise in the effort to inspire you, but of course, educate you on taking action and connecting some new dots in your life and business today through the inspiration that they will share. So I am your host, and I'm also the CEO of the Life School, where we help purpose-driven entrepreneurs and CEOs grow legacy purpose-driven businesses through branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team so they can make more positive impact and do more good in the world. Some of our community vision and mission and values are: our vision is to empower CEOs to realize their life's purpose through legacy entrepreneurship. Our mission is to become the most influential global community in purposeful entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship in impacting the world to become a better place. And some of our community values are community, connection, service, growth, freedom, and contribution. So thank you so much to those of you that will be joining us. We are live, so wherever you are watching the summit, you're more than welcome to just pop in the chat and ask any questions that you have for our amazing speakers today. We want to make it a two-way conversation so that the energy that we get to co-create together can be the most beneficial to you as well as you are watching this, whether it's live or on replay. So without further ado, I will be bringing on my first amazing powerhouse. As soon as I connected with her, she gave me this very strong presence and energy, and not to mention all the amazing knowledge that she has. Annette Morris. Annette is joining us from Louisiana. Annette, thank you so much for finding time to join us as a speaker on our summit today.
Thank you
And
for having me.
it's an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to introduce you to our beautiful community here as well. And let's start with an introduction. Can you share a few of the most meaningful moments that led you to the mission and the work that you're doing today?
Well, hello everyone. As I was introduced, my name is Annette J. Morris. I am the CEO of a company called Go Getter LLC, and it's our vision to help women to convert their passion into businesses that generate 5 to 7 figures in revenue, so that they can leverage their business in their lives, create a lifestyle, and a legacy for them and their kids. And what led me to this, by trade, I am a therapist. I'm a mental health therapist, and I just kind of realized along the way that I didn't really want to work with mental illness all my life, because technically we can all have a diagnosis. That's the reality of it. But I wanted to support people in their mental wellness, and then helping them to live way more fulfilled lives. And I felt like being able to harp on mental wellness was my avenue in being able to help women, especially moms, to be able to do that. Because when I got into entrepreneurship, I was already a mom. I was a full-time mom, and then navigating this space as a full-time entrepreneur, just it posed a different set of challenges, to be honest, right? Because entrepreneurship is hard, motherhood is hard, and trying to balance both of them is just, it's not impossible. It's very doable. It's very rewarding, but it poses challenges, right? Mentally, physically, spiritually, and all the things. And so what led me into entrepreneurship is just to be able to make generate the revenue that I want to generate, have multiple streams of revenue to be able to do it, and to be able to create a life for my children that I wanted to see them live.
Mm, that is so powerful, Annette, because I say this very often myself, that I don't think we choose business. We choose entrepreneurship because that's the path
Hmm.
towards the most important values that we live out of our lives and the service that we want to have, in the world, and the impact that we get to make. And obviously, entrepreneurship does allow you that unlimited growth and
Yes.
unlimited impact, and also unlimited income if you
Yes.
understand how to do it correctly, right? So
Yes, yes.
choose it. I didn't intentionally, I didn't have any entrepreneurs in my family myself. So I'm like, I didn't even know that that's even something that is possible. So as more people are joining us in this path of entrepreneurship, I think it's really that channel that we use to put our purpose into impact, work on things that mean something to us, do meaningful work, and also get to, to be able to impact other people with that. So, Annette, as soon as I met you, I love your approach and your uniqueness in your life journey around the therapy side of things and also the business side. And I have
Hmm.
a term that I didn't invent, but one of my beautiful connections talked about business therapy. And that kind of
Hmm.
attracted me, right? Business therapy, because, even through my work, people come to grow their businesses, but we have so much inner work that we
Yes.
also have to uh, we get to work on, right? Because I don't like the have to, should have. That's all like stuff that's directed to us. But we get to explore a lot of our inner beings through the journey of entrepreneurship as we're trying to grow our businesses as well. So, what
Hmm.
is your perspective on therapy, mental health, the side of doing your inner work, your belief work, your energy healing work, and all of that? And how does that correlate to business from what you have seen?
One of the things that I always tell my clients is that there's no way you can succeed professionally if you don't do the personal work, right? So if you are suffering from anxiety, have unhealed trauma, all of those things don't just go away. You can cover them up as much as you think you can, right? But at some point, they're going to resurface and they're going to impact the way that you show up. They're going to impact the way that you work in your business. They're going to impact your ability to be able to focus and move strategically in your business. So if you don't do the personal work, professionally, you're not going to elevate to a level that you need to elevate to. So I think it's very imperative that we do personal development as well as professional development. Like you can go to all of the conferences you want to and teach you how to make six figures and chase the bag and all of these other things. But if you don't do the personal work, you're never going to get to the level that you want to get to in business or that you desire to if you don't do the personal work. Both of those things go hand in hand. The more you do personal development, the more you'll elevate professionally in your business, in your professional life, whatever it is. I strongly recommend therapy to everybody, right? I'm a therapist that go to therapy. I have a therapist, right? So having somebody to bounce those ideas off of, whatever it is, just making sure you're mental health is one of your priorities, right? Because again, everything starts with the mind. We take way more proactive measures in our physical health than we do with our mental health. And what do I mean? Every year we're gonna go to the doctor and get that annual checkup, making sure we get our mammograms, making sure we physically all right, trying to see our weight, how much weight we got to lose. We're going to do all the physical things or whatever, right? But nobody is as proactive with their mental health. Most of the time, people don't go to therapists until they have some type of nervous breakdown or something else going on, right? We need to be more proactive. I go to therapy every other week, right? And that's just so that I don't have to react reactively as opposed to proactively when I'm breaking down and having a nervous breakdown. I'm gonna go and talk to somebody every week, even if she and I are just shooting a breeze that particular week, whatever it is, and I don't have anything traumatic going on. I want to maintain that relationship with my therapist. So when something is going on, I'm there talking to her, right? So I'm definitely proactive in both of those elements. And I strongly encourage if you are an entrepreneur, you should have a therapist in your pocket, a coach in your pocket that you are maintaining a consistent relationship with. It all really starts with the mind. So we have to continuously do that work on our mentals.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. You live what you do, right? There's
Absolutely.
that saying, we can't teach out of a vacuum or out of theory. It has to be our life experience. So you valuing that for yourself and doing that obviously will be very natural progression towards what you share with others to inspire them to
Absolutely.
also implement this as well. Annette, I'm
Hmm.
curious, based on your background, what is the difference that you feel? What is the difference between coaching and therapy? Uh, I think we have our thoughts, but I'd love to hear your perspective about it.
So for me, therapy is, and not for me, in reality, therapy is we go trace back to like family background. So like naturally when you do an assessment, you want to identify mental illness in the family and how it attributes to this person and their history and all of those other things, right? So we trace back to understand like why the person is behaving this way, what type of mental illness is in the family to understand how they got to this particular level. In coaching, we're not going back to that, right? We actually looking forward to the future. Like, what are your future plans? What do you want to do in the future? What is your 3 year goal? What is your 5 year goals? What do you want to do that? And meet the person where they are right now and help them to get to wherever that is, right? In therapy, we have to go back and trace it back to their roots. In coaching, we move forward, right? And we don't harp on mental illness, right? Because technically, if you look at the DSM long enough, I promise you, all of us are in there, right? There's some type of diagnosis for everybody, right? But we can actually live and lead productive lives in spite of a diagnosis, right? So in coaching, we don't talk about your diagnosis. You can have ADD, ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, whatever you have, that's fine. Let's talk about how you can live a quote unquote normal life and utilize, for me, as I do business and mindset coaching, utilize your business to create the lifestyle that you desire for you, your kids, your legacy, and whatever else it is. So coaching is more future oriented and helping you to reach those particular goals, helping you to maintain life balance, depending on what area you're coaching in. And counseling and therapy is more tracing back to your history and family history and all of those other things, and then talking more about the mental illnesses and then how you can lead a productive life um, in spite
Yeah.
of the mental illness.
I love that. I love the bridging of the gap, right? Because much respect to therapists and psychologists that always are learning the latest, frameworks to give their clients better results. So,
Hmm.
in a nutshell, is understanding what is the right thing for us and what will
Hmm.
support us for the next level of creation or the vision that we want to create in our lives, whether it's for our business or our personal lives. So,
Hmm.
thank you so much for sharing that amazing perspective. And
You're welcome.
lastly, Annette, I would love to access your business acumen. What are some of the most fundamentals that you teach your clients to grow their businesses in a holistic approach? Because I know you come from that, and you talked about ensuring that our mental health, our personal development is really, a very important value for a lot of, especially purpose-driven entrepreneurs that understand there's a holistic approach to life. It's not just business because we just chose business to
Hmm.
choose it, but it's because it's that channel that we talked about at the beginning of the summit. So, what are
Hmm.
some of the most fundamentals that you teach your clients that you can also share with us today?
So one of the things is I recognize, like, when we go into entrepreneurship, and I'm me guilty as well, right? When I moved from being a full-time employee to a full-time entrepreneur, I just wanted to monetize everything that I knew how to do, right? And at one point I had like three businesses going at one time. So I know how to cook well. I had a catering business. I did coaching and consulting on this side. Mainly initially when I started this business, I was doing consulting work for behavior health agencies and nonprofit organizations. So I did that well, did that. Then I had a third business, which was a nonprofit, but we had a behavior health program that was Medicaid funding with that particular entity, right? So I had three businesses and I'm just hustling and doing all the things and not realizing like I'm compromising my own mental health and mental well being, just being all over the place, right? And so I help my entrepreneurs now to understand multiple streams of revenue does not necessarily mean multiple businesses. Like, you can have one business with multiple streams of revenue, and just some of those streams need to be on automation so that you're not physically working yourself into the ground and compromising your mental health for money, right? So I teach them different ways to generate revenue. Some revenue streams are effortless. So I use, for example, we still provide nonprofit development, right? But then as opposed to me saying, okay, well, what other service can I provide X, Y, Z? I'm looking at services that align with mental health. I'm not mental health, with nonprofit organizations and the needs of those particular founders, right? And so we started doing streams of revenue from that particular avenue, right? So a person that starts a nonprofit organization or the founder, typically the next phase is they're going to want to know, how do I generate revenue in this nonprofit, right? So we do streams of revenue for nonprofits, right? So we teach them how to identify other ways to bring revenue into the nonprofit. We teach grant writing classes, right? So we teach them how to write grants, how to research grants, all the other things. Aside from the class, what we teach them how to do is, some of them are really just like, I don't have the time to learn X, Y, Z. So we provide grant writing as a service, right? Then we also do board training. So it's different streams of revenue from that one stream. So you can see, like, I didn't go and create another business. I just added streams of revenue based on what the founders of nonprofits would need, right, to be able to service them holistically so that they are accelerating or doing whatever and successful in their nonprofit venture. So whatever it is that you do, there are multiple ways that you can show up in that one area, that you don't need multiple businesses to be able to generate revenue. You can have one business that has multiple streams of revenue, which is less taxing on you physically and less taxing on you mentally, right? So that allows you to make the revenue that you need to make, leverage that business to create a life that you love without compromising your mental well-being doing it.
Mm. Well, that's brilliant. I think that's a very important principle that you shared, Annette, that I also learned from my life experience that every new, even a new offer in your own business is like a new business, right? Because it takes
Hmm.
energy, it takes consistency, it takes marketing,
Absolutely.
it takes a process, right? There's
Hmm.
a lot behind the scenes that we do. It's not like, okay, I'll just get to create in a vacuum and like, let's see who needs that. There's market testing, right? There's
Oh
ideation
yeah.
phase, validation phase, right? So
Hmm.
every new offer is like a new business because he has to go through a similar process. So I love that you share that. Sometimes I think that comes from fear. I would do the same in the beginning, thinking, well, let me just see what I can grab, like let me,
Hmm.
like, if you
Hmm.
don't want this, then I'll offer that. If they don't want this and I do that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is crazy because our
Yes.
energy is so diluted. And plus, you will never be the expert and known for one thing. You'll be like the person that is jack of all trades and
Jack of
master
all trades and master of none.
of none, and that's what you get. And people will just, you will work on a comment, and you will really serve everyone you think, but you will serve no one. So I love that you share that message with us today, because I also talk about this big gap that I see in online entrepreneurship, being in the similar field as you with the business growth and legacy business, is that we brand ourselves after positions. We're a coach, we're a therapist, we're a healer. That's great, but first of all, you are a founder, you are a
Hmm.
CEO. Why would you
Hmm.
brand yourself after a position? Now with artificial intelligence, all these tools that we're getting and that are showing up, you are limiting yourself. You'll be probably out of that position. So rebrand yourself as a company founder and CEO, even if you're a solopreneur. That is where we all start.
Correct. Yep.
And then as you grow under your company personal brand umbrella, especially being a service provider, there is no limit to your offers. Obviously, being smart and doing that one at a time and creating for the people you already serve is the thing that I've learned is the best, rather than creating on doing, inventing offers that you just feel people would need, and going
Hmm.
and finding markets that already value that is really, really smart. Otherwise, you're putting in a lot of energy in education, educating a wrong market. You can have an
Hmm.
amazing offer, but you're not going to be successful with that as well. So yeah, I
Correct.
think it's really, really powerful stuff. Well, thank you so much, Annette. Thank you so much for your amazing wisdom. I'm going to come back to Annette at the end for another inspiring question regarding her company and her vision as well. But let me go to my next guest speaker on our panel today, Carolina Krakowska, based out of Florida. Carolina, thanks so much for coming on. I'm so excited to get to know you personally as well. So let's start with an introduction.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here, and I'm so grateful to spend this time with you. And my name is Karolina Krakowska. I am originally from Poland. I was born and raised in Poland, currently living in Florida. And I am a CEO of a Limitless Mindset LLC company. And my vision is for all of us to live the limitless life. We all have our dreams, we all have our goals, and we start to do the things, but we forget that behind the scenes there is a programming that is running our life in our subconscious mind. We forget that there are emotions that are holding us back in our bodies, and we forget that we have to align with our vision. So I am so inspired to be here and to share what I have discovered on my journey and how it can serve other people as well.
Yeah, limitless life, limitless potential is what we have as human beings. And our journey of evolvement is really about discovering a lot of that. I always say we have so many gifts and talents inside of us. And in entrepreneurship, if you find that one big talent, that one big problem that you want to solve in the world as the founder, as the CEO of your company, and then realign all the right people, priority system around you, so you could stay in that area of genius, which was gifted to you by a higher force. I think we would be much more purposeful in our work, but also much more passionate in our work. So I love the mission behind your company of limitless potential for humans. So, Carolina, let me ask you a question around the work that you do daily. What are some of the things that limit people? And then on the other side, what is it that we can do to start cutting some of those cords that no longer serve us? so that we can start realizing our potential and live the life that we envision for ourselves.
Absolutely. So I call it like it's my signature system, signature program. And this is something that I came up with based on my own journey, based on my own mistakes, trials and errors, based on my own story. And then I tested it with my clients, with my family, with everyone around me. And everyone was like, yes, that is the holistic approach to living life consciously, because we are programmed, right? From the very young age, from 0 to 7, we are just like little walking sponges, and we absorb everything from the environment, and we learn it goes to our subconscious mind. And then we grow up and we believe that this is the only way of being and living and doing things, right? And we forget that there is a different option. We can do it our own way if we find our own way. So the three things that limit people, I like to call it like the codes that we have in our subconscious mind. And my first kind of like a branch is conscious coding. I like to call it conscious coding because we have the codes that are unconscious. How we can consciously tap into our subconscious mind and reprogram all the stories, all the limiting beliefs, all the thoughts that are popping up in our head and get us on the spiral down. So that's what we do. That's what limits us. Our thoughts. Everything starts with our thoughts. The second pillar is emotional intelligence. We have so many emotions stored in our body from our past, and we don't even realize that our emotions keep us stuck. And if we don't know how to untangle them, how to get to the root cause, where those emotions live in our body, then we can have the best strategies. We can be the most positive person in the world, but our emotions will not allow us to grow, to explore, to expand, right? So this is the second pillar, the emotional intelligence. We dive deep into feeling the emotions and climbing on the ladder, on the consciousness map of our emotions, to emotions that have high frequency, like gratitude, love, appreciation, excitement. Those are all the emotions that have high frequency. And if we can operate on those high frequencies, on those high frequencies, then we can basically create the life that we want to live, because that's what we all chase. We think that we chase another milestone, like bigger cash months and more clients and the house and new car, all the things that are external. But when we really think about it, what those things give us, they give us emotions, some kind of emotions, right? We chase this excitement, we chase this happiness, we chase the emotions that are behind all the external things. So if we can learn our emotional intelligence, if we can tap into those emotions even before we achieve those goals, even before we get the new house, the new car, the trip that we dream about, then we can actually get it even faster, because we are already on the frequency of those dreams, of those goals. So that is the second pillar. And the third pillar is actually energetic alignment. And that's what I like to call kind of like, this is my holistic approach. So it's body, mind, and spirit, energetic alignment with our higher self, because we all have our higher self. We all are, there is so much more that we can grow to, that we can expand into, that we can learn. That if we can align, if we can really tap into this higher self and truly live day by day by being her or him, the higher self, then we are in energetic alignment to everything, to all of our dreams, all of our goals, our vision. Because if we have vision, then there's a purpose for this vision, right? We were given this vision, we have this vision, like you said at the beginning, and that's what we are here for. So how we can align with this vision instead of just struggling and trying and proving and forcing things, we can just get into alignment with our higher self and just go through life like effortlessly. So
Yeah.
that's my approach. That's my work. I'm so passionate about it, and yeah.
I could tell the eyes are the mirror of the soul. Your eyes are beautiful. I could tell that, the work that you're doing and the energy that you are putting out there in the world is really impacting so many people for sure. I love your foundational framework because you cover, I think, all them, because I'm a student of neuroscience. I have a master's in it. So I kind of bring in a lot of perspective from that angle as well in my work. So I think what you talked about is foundational. And yes, I mean, we could have strategies, right? Me and Annette could probably give people a lot of business strategies. Do that, do this to shortcut things and to understand how to connect the right dots and save you time and money and all of that and make you money, right? But if you don't want to show up and you have conflicting beliefs about what you are doing, right? Then those, even though you are aware of those, there's so much subconsciously that we don't even control. We are, our operating system is not aligning with the visions and the goals that we have for the future. Then there's no strategy that can save us, right? You're not going to get the results. And doing the work that we do, I always appreciate speakers inside our accelerators and programs that bring in an all around perspective, because we are all around human beings, and the mindset part and the alignment and the energetic alignment is so powerful in working smart and not hard. My culture taught me to have very strong work ethic, work all day, right, and never stop. So it became a badge of honor to be so ambitious, until at the cost of obviously my mental health and all the other areas that we probably see so many role models, which is why I think a lot of people get turned off around business, because it's like, well, if I focus so much energy on business, my family's going to struggle, my relationships are going to struggle, my health's going to struggle. But no, it doesn't have to be that way, because we have people like you and Annette that are doing this work day to day, so that you can align all those other areas for sure. Well, Carolina, thanks so much for the amazing wisdom so far. I will come back to you at the end as well, and love to introduce my third guest speaker here today, Rick McCulloch. Rick, thanks so much for coming on. Looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better as well, and welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having me here. And if I make a comment on something that Annette and Carolina just referred to, just basically expand on that a little bit, because I think what they offer, what they talk about, is really extremely important as far as understanding where you come from in your past, and notwithstanding you have to untangle all that all that stuff in our past. I think we have to then part of doing that is actually surrounding ourselves with mentors can help us do that. But once we've kind of got a lot further on our journey, you understand where we are and we understand what our gifts are. Our journeys are basically our gift to the people that we help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the gift. That's why this channel of entrepreneurship, I always say that it's the vocation, it's the service now that you get to make an impact with what you have learned for others. So, us doing our self discovery is actually doing a service to global communities and the people that we want to reach for sure. So, Rick, I see you have a book behind you. Are you also an author? Tell me a little bit about the vision behind the book.
Okay, well, this is my third book, and I have a couple other books, but this one in particular, this one is really a lot of businesses, and this gets more into the business coaching part of what I do. I do some marketing stuff too, and I understand a lot of the mindset stuff we talk about. That's not my specialty. I leave that up to those experts who are really good at that. And I refer people like Annette and Carolina for doing things like that. But once they adopt a really good mindset, a lot of businesses feel that they need to focus really so much on revenue. And I know you talked a little bit revenue here. A lot of people tend to forget that it's profit, not revenue, that feeds your family and feeds your business growth. So the book you see behind me there focuses on 12 of the 40 areas we focus on and helping people find out where the leaks in their profits are. And some of those things would include having a understanding who your target audience is, what does you bring to the world that makes you unique. That's uh, part of building a business. And then there's other areas like cost cutting, increasing prices. There's a number, and having a really good offer, something that's going to be providing value, because people buy not on price, but they buy on the value you provide based, what the people pay for your service. It has to have a value there that they see for themselves. So that's really what that book is about. It goes through about 12 strategies for figuring that out, and that's part of that gets a little bit of what I do. But definitely be willing to dive deeper into any one of those if you like me to.
Absolutely. Rick, I love that you mentioned the profit side of things, because it's, again, it's just like anything. You can have a lot of sales, but I work with companies at high levels as well. And I do see that that's not necessarily very healthy. There's no healthy profit in there, right? So there's so many leaks in the big organization, so to speak, or in the big operating system of any big, company, or even small company, right? We all start small and grow big. That's how it's just, business is just like human life. You're 1 years old, 2, 3, 4, and then that's, how you grow beyond those years. So I love that you mentioned the profit side. So what are some of the major leaks that you have noticed, that you have probably also included in your book, in companies, that people need to be aware?
Well, typically when I come across a new client or a prospect, uh, and I try and help my prospects even before they become a paying client, because the way to actually prove provide value is actually provide some value initially before they even engage with you for any kind of competition. You have to prove yourself a bit to them. So one of the first things that when 80% of businesses will tell me they want more sales, they want more leads, they want more customers, more clients, want more patients. That's what a lot of them will tell you. Um, there are those companies that I come across who will tell you, "Well, I don't need any more clients. I don't need more leads. I'm extremely busy. I can't take anymore." And those that does happen, and that's usually because they don't have enough systems and processes in place. And so we get into, so that's one way we can actually plug some of those leaks, because once you have better systems and processes in place, then you can start taking more clients and make more profitable revenue. It's not just about making revenue. If you actually do something that's going to make you a lot more revenue, but it actually ends up losing you money, well, then that doesn't do you any good either. So you have to be very strategic about what you do and the way you do it. And the other areas we focus on for some of those businesses would be like increasing your prices. Well, a lot of people say, "Well, I don't want to increase my prices because my clients are going to run for the hills." Well, they don't do that. If you do very small incremental changes, that can have a huge impact on your net profit. Because if you're making only like 10%, if you're making like 10 to 20% net profit, just by making a small change, by adding a bit more revenue without any additional cost, that will exponentially multiply your net profit. So people don't understand that. So even 3 to 5% increases can actually make significant changes. And if you take all 12 of those areas, and I won't go into all of them here, but take all 12 of those areas, and you make it even 1.5% increase impact on each one of those, that will, and your say your net profit is around 10%. That will actually double your profit just by making those small changes. And a lot of people don't understand how that it gets back to the principle of compounding interest, and it's what Einstein called. He actually called it one of the wonders of the world. He said compounding, he says, actually is it's a very amazing mathematical formula. When you compound things explode, like taking that penny and doubling it every day. He says that just even amazed Einstein when he talked about that. And that happens in business too if you apply it properly.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, yeah, the bigger you are, the smaller the tweaks, the bigger the impact, because obviously you're influencing so many more people. You have so many systems and team around you and clients around you. So Powerful, powerful stuff, foundational stuff, and a lot of times it is the expert looking at things on the other side. Because when you do something continuously, you go in the status quo, right? So, and then sometimes you don't know what is happening. So the eye of an expert is absolutely necessary to be able to connect those bigger dots and the leaks that you have in your company, for sure, as well. And Rick, what intrigued me about the work that you do also is this gift discovery. So what can you share with us around that for individuals that are looking to discover more of their gifts, aligning those into service for other people? Is there a process or a framework or something that we need to
Yeah,
know that we could maybe tap
sure.
into?
So I so it depends upon the particular situation, but it depends where I am in my journey with a particular prospect. But if I'm just meeting for the first time, what I do is I'll have them. I should adjust my camera here a little bit. But if I have them, if I've just met them or I'm just starting to engage with them, I'll have them book a like a 20 or 30 minute conversation with me to find out where they are in their journey. I call it, one of my coaches calls the little red arrow, like where are you right now? Because in order to go forward, you have to know where you are right now. And that's what my first call to my first engagement is all about. Where are you and where are you in your journey, and what are your biggest challenges? And then if they seem like they're a good fit, then I will have them schedule a longer call with me, and it would be like for 45 to 5 minutes to an hour and a half, where I take them through 3 or 4 areas in those areas of where they're leaking profits, based on specifically based on an intake form that addresses the 3 biggest challenges they have. Because you can't, in that period of time, you can't possibly go through all 40 or even 12 of them. You're lucky to get through 3 of them. So basically, focus on those 3, and then we find out, we show them that where it's quite possible we can actually multiply your profit significantly. And it depends upon the situation whether or not you're going to increase, add another $100,000 to their business, or you just going to, if they have one client, even doubling their profit, it means they get another client. So basically, it depends upon the particular situation they're in. So we really help them with figure that out in the journey. And then if they decide that they need some help with that, then we take them along a little bit of a journey about how we can actually work with them to help them facilitate that process.
Yeah, absolutely. What I got from what you just shared is, being aware around the gaps, finding where the gaps are, and making progress toward those gaps in whatever area is really, it's really the thing that will get you from where you are to where you want to go. So, powerful, powerful stuff. Well, there you have it, everyone that is joining us. I see some people commenting in the chat. Thanks so much for joining us live. If you have any questions from what you have heard so far, this is your chance to ask the expert. So definitely put your questions in the chat, and I'll be definitely facilitating that process to ensure that your questions are answered. And I want to thank all my amazing speakers today as we reach the end of our summit. I usually end the summit with a very intentional question that I think definitely will serve the audience as well. So I hope that that's what this will do. And I would love to go back to Annette. And Annette, if you could share with us, what was the vision behind the founding of your company? And also, where is it that people can continue this beautiful conversation with you?
So the vision was simple, just to help women entrepreneurs, but now I've niched down to mom entrepreneurs to be able to leverage their business to create a lifestyle that they love to live, right? So whatever that looks like, I think women should be, because we take on so much. We're nurturers, we take care of families, spouses, everything. We take care of the whole world. And I think that we need to flip that upside down and take care of us first and then take care of the world, right? And so I love the opportunity to help women to identify their passion and turn that passion into a business that pays them 6, 7 figures, and then they get to leverage their business to create a life that they love. So I just want women to enjoy life more and get more fulfillment, and that's the whole mission behind our business, to do that and continue to service mompreneurs in this space, helping them to leverage the business, the life, create the lifestyle that they love. I can be found on Facebook and Net J Mars MA, Facebook and Instagram. That's my name on both platforms, and Net J Mars MA. My business information is Goal, GOAL, Getter, GETTER, LLC. So that's the page on Facebook, and gold_getter_university is the page on Instagram.
All right, beautiful. Financial independence for women is powerful. So
Yes.
that's the cause behind the work. I love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that,
You're
Carolina.
welcome, and thank you.
I think I was muted. All right. So thank you so much again for having me. And my vision behind it was living limitless life, like really having this emotional, especially emotional freedom. And that's what I'm here all about, like helping women and men right now as well. At the beginning, I was working mostly with women. Now I'm having men as well in my world, and helping people just emotionally free themselves from any chains, any blocks, anything that's stopping them, so they can really truly live the life, conscious life created by themselves.
Emotional freedom. That's the cause behind your work as well. I love that you mentioned men as well, because I do feel that there's more guys rising now more than women as well. So I love that, because as a society, we can always complement one another. So I love that we're both, seeing the change. And, you other experts are probably seeing the same thing. But I think it's really powerful that we're all waking up as humanity overall. Doesn't matter what our gender is, right? We all have something unique to offer to the table. So love that. Carolina, where is it that people can continue conversation with you?
The main channels are Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook under my full name, Karolina Krakowska, Krakowska. And Carolina starts with K, not C. So Carolina Krakowska. And also you can find me on Instagram, Carolina Krakowska Coaching. So that's my handle on Instagram, and you can always message me. I'm always in my DMs, helping, supporting people. So I would be happy to connect with you and see how we can grow together and evolve.
There you have it. Thanks so much, Carolina.
Thank you.
All right, Rick.
Okay, my vision is really to help as many of those I help that I serve to live a life of abundance for their business and personal lives. That's my objective, and one of the ways I do that is by helping them be more successful in their business and in their personal lives, because you can't detach the two. You can't break one apart from the other. Your personal life becomes part of your business, and if you think you can separate the two, it's very difficult to do that. So basically, I want to help people achieve a life of abundance for both their business and their personal lives.
Powerful, powerful stuff. And Rick, where is it that people can continue the conversation with you?
Okay, the best place to reach me would be to go to my website, and it's called attractmoreprofits.com. That's attract more profit, just the way it sounds, attractmoreprofits.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn at if you go to LinkedIn, then / WIIFM. And that WIFM, by the way, stands for What's in It for Me, because that's everybody's favorite radio station. So that's where you can find me. I am on Facebook, but more on LinkedIn. And again, probably the best contact information to find me is right on my website, because you can find all that information right there. And if you like, there's a place there if you want to book a chat with me. There's a place to book a call with me there as well on that website.
All right. Thank you so much for your amazing time and wisdom today as well, Rick. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It is such a pleasure. I want to thank all my speakers again. And our vision, my vision behind the Life School is fulfillment, because I think that's the new definition of success. We're not just looking for fulfillment in one area, but all the areas. And also using the channel of entrepreneurship to empower more heart-driven entrepreneurs and purpose-driven leaders to do more good in the world, whether that is investing in a cause, whether that is investing in people, whether that is investing in systems, whatever is it that is going to bridge the gap between impact and income. That is what my vision and mission for the Life School is. Thank you so much to those of you that are watching and are going to watch the summit after. You will find all our amazing speakers and their links for easy access inside our Facebook group and page, which is Life School Elona Lopari. And I also am a big people connector. So definitely connect with all my speakers today to continue the conversation, because once you're a heart-driven entrepreneur, everything we do is about really high-quality relationships. So start the conversation. We started the conversation today, so definitely continue to nurture those relationships, schedule calls, mention the summit, just get to know one another. And when you meet one another, be of service. See what you can do to help someone. See who you can connect them with. See how you can share your audience with them, right? Because the new area we're heading in is all about gift collaboration. I think that's the new level of high-level leadership and conscious leadership. So definitely do that with one another. And if you would like to be part of our summit, our door is always open. Go to lonalopari.com events. I love to bring and collaborate and bring opportunities just like this to help people share their message and their gift with other people. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you with another summit. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Hello, Visionary CEO. Are you looking for a global community where you can grow your influence, build trust, and leverage high-quality relationships? I'm introducing the Life School Global Community Expert Program that we have here at the Life School, where, as a visionary CEO, you'll get to be part of an amazing community with over 30,000 seasoned entrepreneurs and business leaders, and growing daily so that you could do just that. You can grow meaningful relationships, and you can make a bigger impact and income through your business and positively affect your global communities and do more good in the world. In our global community program, we will warmly introduce you to members in our community for trust building and referrals. We will connect you with speaking events, with podcast features, with other amazing events that will cater to you and your audience. Another benefit of being part of the community is to be able to be a contributor, a monthly contributor to our global magazine, Purpose Driven CEO. Another amazing benefit is to participate in our weekly and monthly virtual and live events, where your work will be showcased to a big audience, as I mentioned, to over 30,000 business leaders all over the world. The other benefit that you will have is be part of our Facebook group community of members, and all our Facebook pages and personal profiles totaling in over 10,000 followers. And these are not just low quality followers, but are high quality followers. That is something that I, as the founder, am very proud to be able to leverage in our audience. The other thing you will be part of is the exposure on our LinkedIn community as well, to over 10,000 followers. And then our TikTok and Instagram that has over 100,000 followers, and also our email list of over 30,000 followers. The benefits of the community are always growing. So these are just some of the main features that we have built already and have in place. So I would love to invite you to join. There is a monthly membership for you to choose from, which is just $49 a month, or a yearly membership paid in full, and you could save 2 months at $490 yearly. The monthly membership you can always cancel just by simply sending us an email if you obviously feel that the community is not a good fit for you. I'm looking forward to having you join. Go to lonaloparicoaching.com/events, and you'll find more information how to sign up. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you inside our community.